hasn't dreamed of being a millionaire, right? Well, getting your mindset to move from miracle lottery winner to making that money on your own isn't so easy.
Steve Siebold, author of How Rich People Think, spent nearly 3 decades interviewing millionaires around the world, find out what separates them from the rest of us. We thank you for being here. Is it really that simple, just kind of changing the way we think about money in the world? Is it changing the mindset?
It starts with the mindset. I mean, I've interviewed over 1,200 of the richest people in the world over the last 32 years, and it really starts with the way they think. Mentally speaking, they're living in a different world than the rest of us.
Wow. You've written books on mental toughness. I imagine that's part of it. What is the common denominator that you found with these wealthy people?
Well, they have a very healthy relationship with money. They see money not as something like a necessary evil or the root of all evil. They see it as something that creates freedom and opportunity and health and happiness and all these great things. And I think most of us have the opposite view of money.
So their definition of it is different than our definition is.
Absolutely, like they're living on a different planet.
And when you're learning to play a sport like golf, for example, they say play with people who are better than you and you'll get better.
Right.
Is there an analogy here to hang around with people who've got money and you'll start to think that way?
Oh, absolutely. Einstein said it years ago. Consciousness is contagious. I moved into a neighborhood about 7, 8 years ago that had 12 houses on the street. I was the poorest person on the street. Almost all the people were billionaires, except me. Billionaires. Billionaires. Some of the richest people in the country. And I bought the house just to get in the neighborhood because you can't join those clubs unless you're in that club. And I learned so much I could have never learned any other way. It's amazing.
Wow. I feel like there is a downside to this, trying to keep up with the Joneses, as they say.
Oh, not at all. Well, that's about spending money. This is about you know, thinking about money and acquiring money, but spending money is something the wealthy really don't like to do.
Right. I mean,
they like to have money, not just spend money. Yeah, yeah, they're like sure things.
So where should we set is there a danger in setting our expectations too high, or should we always be kind of aiming higher than we think we can reach?
Oh, I think the danger is setting expectations too low, by far. I think most people don't realize how talented and smart they really are when it comes to earning money. They just don't, we're not trained really to focus on money, and the rich focus on making money and acquiring money and keeping money and investing money and everything money, money, money. And not that it's the most important thing to them, but they do focus on it, and that's why they acquire it.
Do men and women approach making money in a different way or see success in a different way from your research?
I think a little bit, women might be a little bit more emotional, and that's not a bad thing. It's just a little bit different that I've seen, like investing in the markets and that type of thing. But I don't see it as a bad thing. But a little bit different, just a little bit different philosophy, as in most things.
Yeah, what about the idea, though, that you hear you should pursue what you love, if you can ever find it, pursue what you love, and then the money comes later?
I agree. I don't think usually. I think it's a great concept, you know. And
it looks good on paper.
And I'm doing what I love. You guys are probably doing what you love, and I think everyone should do that. That's just my personal thing. But the money often doesn't come. But I think if you're ever going to have a shot at getting rich, it's probably going to be doing something you love to do. I mean,
who should buy your book?
Anyone who really has a focus, who has a desire to be rich, to not ever have to worry about money another day in their life, and that's really what it's about.
Isn't that everyone? Don't we have most people have a desire just to be comfortable and
maybe a hidden desire, but I do interviews on this all over the world on a regular basis, and most people I don't think focus on it because they think there's something wrong with wanting to be rich.
Oh, like it's...
I get hate mail all the time on this topic,
okay.
talking about just like we are right now.
We used to have a copy of your book in the building, and we will know who took it because you will become wealthier than the rest of us. And then we will track you down.
Thank you so much. We'll have a link to Steve's website at ours, kclive.tv later on today. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.